What's up, everybody? This is Ericka from the Classy Climb blog. We're in our North Carolina office this week, not in Texas, and we're doing a quick video on 4-hour work week versus if you're not first, you're last, but really also included the 10X rule. If you know anything about Grant Cardone and his series and the legendary 10 fairs, I still meet people who don't know who either one of these guys are. And that shows you the power of online media, having micro celebrity, and what having 1,000 people or even 100,000 people buying your products and services and still not be mainstream. So anyway, all right. So quick, we're gonna start with 4-hour work week because that's the classic. That's what gets most people on the diet, their road to this, entrepreneurship. And so a lot of the 4-hour work week is writing your goals, more vacation, low information diet, like just not consuming hours of TV and hours of information because we get analysis paralysis, honestly. Minimal living, so just less stuff. A lot of times people get trappings of the houses and the cars and the clothes. If you actually pack light, as we like to say, travel light, you have less stuff to worry about, less stuff to maintain. Abroad living, there's a lot of articles of families living in Panama and other places in Costa Rica for $400 a month, when they used to live in New York City and it was costing them $3,000 a month to live there, plus school, plus taxes, plus etc. The key about this abroad living, honestly, still ties into the minimal living, where it's lower cost of living, less space, less stuff. Online biz and rental properties. Now, why did I put these two? Because this 4-hour work week can still be achieved by regular everyday Joes who don't want to go live abroad and don't want to have a life-changing life, right? I'll give you an example all the time. I talk about my military family, who aunts and uncles and my mother included, who bought houses at different duty stations. So once they got to retirement, they had multiple rental properties. So they didn't need to go back to work. They had opportunity around them to have a fuller life, a more financial well life, and that's still tied into their 4-hour work week because they all take more vacations. So that has its pluses, that has its minuses. Again, 4-hour work week really is the mindset of, what if you have a heart attack tomorrow? What can you do? How will you afford to live? And when people have a ton of stuff, what usually happens, they lose the stuff. They lose the house. They lose the cars. Why put yourself in that position? Be in a more flexible, lighter living situation, essentially. All right. And so if you're not first, you're last. I love this book out of the series. It kind of gets overlooked all the time because the 10X rule is the big thing now. But it actually is the prequel to the 10X rule. It kind of leads you to there. Advance and conquer. So a lot of people who are in sales know what we're talking about here. You have an opportunity. You see a farm. If you're in real estate, farming, a farm area, the area you're going to try to market to. Also, if you're in car dealership, any of those things, you're trying to advance and conquer in the area so that you're the number one. Now, why is that important? I put down here, first page of Google, other pages. You know this, everybody knows this. If you go look on the first page of Google, most of those are big name dogs. You go to second, third, fourth, fifth pages, not so much, okay? And that's why, because most people, once they find the first 1 or 2 or 3 answers, that's it. They don't go keep searching. We have people who do that, but not a lot of people. More marketing, and for me, more employees, right? Because really, if you can't go knock more doors, you can't go pay more, you'll have more staff. So that's why I put employees are really the only way to have more freedom, because you're training more people to do not 100% of what you do, but like at least 20%, 50%, 70% of what you do. So it's 10X the work, more commitment. Now there's parts in the book where he talks about, if you see here, not first or last, personal visits and calls. And there's a big thing in sales. It's like, if you just do 1 extra call a day, 5 days a week times, almost a certain number of weeks a year, working weeks, you'll have 270 more calls. You'll have that much more calls added to your catalog without all this extra work or putting on 10, 20 calls a day. Just 1 extra call a day is one of the big things. And what I don't like about the book, but I do, is looking for the bigger fish. Because what happens is, instead of innovating or making things, because a lot of people have boring businesses, more better for your company, you're just looking at your competition that's above you and aiming for them instead of aiming even past them. Now, in contrast, before our work week is like, what do you need to survive / thrive? Like, is it $5,000 a month? Then great. If you're not first or last, is like, bump the $5,000. Let's go to $20,000 a month. $100,000 a month, so that your business survives recessions, so that your family and your children, they go to the colleges you want to, they drive the cars you want, you take the trips you want at the level that you want. And that is the biggest difference, money and size to vacation, money and size to life. And this is why this is the prequel, but also still 10X rule. 10X rules, if you really pay attention, everything you want is outside your comfort zone. Everything you need is 10X that. You know, there's a lot of people who have a wife, 2 kids, making 50 grand a year. Well, if wife goes sits down, they're struggling because financially it took 2 of them to make it. But that's people, a survey they did show that more men wanted those traditional life back. Why? Because they realized no one's there to take care of the kids, no one's there to keep the house clean, there's no one there to cook. Life gets really fuzzy. So I know people hate it when I talk about that, but it's one of those things that's really important people should pay attention to. But again, advance and conquer, look for bigger fish, 10X more work. Employees are really the only way of freedom in that book, because it's either you're going to do a ton more work as a salesperson, as commission, because a lot of people in sales and commission can make $270,000 a year, can make the $250,000 a year, because you are your own boss. But a lot of times we get comfortable. So, you know, if you're not first, you'll last. And what happens is when you own the company, you can only do so much as the boss more. It's even better for you to get employees and kind of train, because every person you add to the company grows it. So that's my breakdown of those 2. Honestly, if you're in a service business, land care, roofing, plumbing, AC, you know, whatever it is in your local town, this is the book for you. If you are a person who are like, Ericka, I just need a break for the next couple of years. I'm in a mini retirement stage. I need a little bit more vacation in my life. I need a break from my job. How can I start either getting some rental properties or assets that pay me, or have a less cost of living? You know, but be careful about the 4-hour work week. I know a guy who went to Vietnam for a month, came back, you know, unplanned, lost his truck, you know, because he didn't make payments before he left. He just, I'm going to go on this mini vacation. And we're like, you can't go on a mini retirement. You only make $25,000 a year. Get out of here with that. So, everybody, this is Ericka, Classy Climb Blog. If you need any comments, put them below. If you need any of the courses, put them below. If you need any consulting, check the buttons below. Everybody, have a great day.